30s basically, because if
Early
you
30s.
see, or maybe early 30s.
Yes, early 30s.
Early 30s, you could see that as the youth of the world, basically, regarding age-wise now. The distractions today that's in this world, it is very hard being rooted.
It is.
I went through that problem as well. Even afterwards, unfortunately, I backslided as well. I went back into those wrong things. And that's where I struggled, staying rooted in Christ, because what happened was, let me say it like this. My brother and I, we grew up very, very Christian based as well. Our family was beautiful. All I knew was church, Sunday church. In the week, there's bid-uur,
Same.
and then there's meetings about church, and you just must go. You can't stay home because you're a child. You
Yes.
must be with your parents, and even there's another bid-uur and whatnot. Didn't go to youth, you're too young, but I mean, every evening we always took the word after dinner. So everywhere in my life growing up, it was church. So there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, it was just very religious in the sense, because I don't
Yes.
know what I'm doing.
Yes.
I'm just doing what mommy and daddy says is right. This is how I'm being raised, so I must just do what mommy and daddy says, and then I won't get in trouble. So then, going to 2019, I started just questioning it, and then I started getting more. I wanted more of a connection than more of just church,
Yes.
and then Bible, and then boom, that I wanted a relationship. So then after 2019, that's what happened. And then after that, the same day, I asked, "Yo, Daddy, what do I read in the Bible? I don't know where to start. Where in this book is gonna help me?" First thing my dad says is read Proverbs. You are young. Sorry, no problem. You are young, so read Proverbs. I was like, cool. And then it was, "Eer your vader en je moeder."
Yes.
My dad, he was
They
on that
love
one.
that scripture.
They were on that one. "Eer your vader en je moeder" and whatnot. So I was like, this is where this come from. Nah, no. And then after that, John and all that stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. But I was like, I don't know what I'm really reading. Nothing's feeding me
Yes.
in this sense. And then after that, I was like, it's fine. I'm good with God. I gave him my heart. It's cool. Finding notes on with the friends, smoking, drinking,
yes.
you know. It's fine. God will forgive me on
Yes,
Sunday.
yes.
You know, it's as if I went through a rebellious phase as well during that. And it was a struggle to stay rooted because of my own choices.
Yes.
Which is unfortunately a thing that I see that I did in my life. But what I can say is, for me, what was a struggle is because I didn't have how do I say this now without sounding completely wrong? The age gap between my dad and I was very big. My dad unfortunately passed in 2021, but my dad had me when he was 62. So what I can say is I had really no one to relate with at my age who was going through what I was going through. Christian family, doing the wrong things, but still Christian and supposed to show the light. All my friends were atheists. All my friends it's just, it's normal, bro. Just all that, bro, all that stuff. So the people I was with were wrong. And there was no one that I can, yo, bro, can I just speak with you, man? This doesn't feel right with my heart. Because I felt like, because my dad was there. Let's say like this, me here in faith, and my dad was there in faith because he was years and years, and obviously ouderling in the church, stuff like that. So I didn't feel like I can relate, because I felt like, yo, I'm about to come talk with this man of authority and power. That's how I saw it every time when I wanted to speak with my dad. I was like, no, I can't speak with him. This man's about to judge me or something like that. That's what went through my mind. And the thing is, I couldn't really speak with my brother at the time, because at the time he was also really not in the best space, also doing some of the wrong things. So I felt there was no one in my life that I can speak to right now, which is why I just left it. I was like, okay, cool. I got no one to relate to. It's fine. I'll just continue. That's what was a struggle for me, to stay rooted. And then with all that, reading the word, it's like this, everything blocked it out for me, man, which sucks. Because how can I say this? It pushed me back in time, in the sense of where I could have been further in my faith now. So it took me back maybe 2-3 years where I could have been at a whole nother level in my relationship with God right now already. That is where I feel a lot of people just the example with drinking and smoking,
Yes.
it really makes it a lot harder for you to stay rooted. That's my first opinion. I shall let you give yours.
Just to add by what you said, having the wrong people in your life.
Yeah.
And I think being rooted in God, that is the first thing you need to get right.
Yeah.
Who you have in your circle. I'm not saying you should judge your friends who drink and smoke and sin and everything, because we all sin.
Yeah.
But I just think when you come to a place where, like, God, I'm going to give you my everything, just like, okay, if they're going to drink, you shouldn't be in the company. Because the temptation is very hard for our young people, especially for young people, because I'm not going to say it again. Last night I was on a call with someone, and I told this young boy that you can't tell me if you serving God and you with your group of friends, they're all drinking.
Yeah.
You're just going to sit there, oh nee, ek is bekeer. You're not going to do that, because they're going to be like, bruh, no, take a smoke. Not like that.
No one will know.
God's going to forgive you. You're going to go to
Exactly.
church. So now you're going to, no, God is going to forgive me.
Yeah.
And then you do it. But you don't know that small thing becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you can't control it anymore. And then you're so far away from God. And I like to say, see this, your life with God, as a Wi-Fi sign. The further you are away from it, the connection isn't there. But the nearer you are to it, the signal is like, just like that. So I would say just choose your friends right. Even family, if they're not good to you, they must move, because God comes first in everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, that's well said. That's well said. I see that now. But how I saw it in there as well, you know now how you said you in the group, they all drink, and then you said, now that's what went through my mind back then. I was like, nah, I'll be the change for my friends.
Yes.
Now, what I can say is, back in primary school, man, I'm going back now in time, because my brother and I, we were in this private school back in Grabo. So all our friends were like farmers' kids, all this stuff, but they were literally all atheists. Like I couldn't even speak about my faith, or I'll be like, say about break time, I'm praying for my food. These guys are chewing already. I'm like, aren't you gonna pray? I was a child back then. Aren't you gonna? No, we don't pray for our food. What's that? I was like, okay, cool. That's you people, I guess. And because I was like the only color I thought was a white people thing. Back then, that all white people are atheists. I'm sorry, childhood. But then I remember, there was this one bad thing that happened in grade 6, where that was like the first time where I stood up for my faith. And what happened was, it was grade 6, and I think we were learning either about space, rocks, or I don't know, creation. That was like the topic, whatnot. Then this teacher had the guts to come against the Bible in there. So she was like, the Big Bang, all this stuff. And then she brought the Bible, and she was like, and how the Bible, it's just a storybook, it's fake, nothing's real. And how Adam and Eve, and was stuff like just coming. He was like, ma'am, how can you say the Bible's just a storybook?
Yes.
I'm 12 years old. Ma'am, the Bible's the word, the Bible's the truth. You can't say to me that the Bible's fake. No, you can't tell me the Bible's fake. That was like the first time I was like, why am I standing up for me as a child? I shouldn't, but I was like, no, this is the right thing to do. Then I was angry in that class. I was just like, I'm not going to do this teacher's stupid work the whole time. My friends turned around like, oh, no, you okay? It's like, oh, it's fine, leave it, man. I get in the car after school. I tell my dad what happened. And like, dit is ons verkeerd wat sy sê. Die woord is mos nie waar nie. Dit is ons vriend. Ons moet so net dit. Like, it's reg machine. But I don't know how my dad was so calm, but I know he probably has gone through it before. It's just like, just turn the other cheek and show love. I was like,
and that is very hard.
I was like, and there's a teacher I hated the most in school. I'm not gonna say it name, but I was like, nah, daddy, you can't ask this from me right now. Really, like, am I wrong to back my faith?
Yes.
Is it wrong of me to tell her she's wrong? And that we know what we believe. We know God's the truth. We know the word is the truth. It's not just some storybook. Yes, true history, but I mean, it's the word. So he's like, "You're right, my son, but that's a battle for another day." But I understand because I mean, I was very emotional then. I mean, what did I know about the Bible besides
Yes.
what my dad taught me? Adam
Yes.
and Eve and all the stories like my dad did, liquor like that. Yo, the way that man told the Bible was something different. But what I feel is for those who have had the privilege of being raised in the faith as well, must actually really remember what their parents taught them as well. For me, that was a hard thing. It was very hard remembering exactly what my parents told me because I was just like, that was something irrelevant
Yes.
in my life. But today, I stand on everything that my parents told me. And I feel a lot of us, I know there's a lot of us out there that were raised, luckily, in a Christian household. There's some of us who unfortunately didn't have the opportunity,
Yes.
but it's those ones that have the fire right now, man. I mean, all of us that, it's as if we got, I don't want to say lukewarm, but it's like we got comfortable.
Yes.
In the world that we live in today, you see everything around you, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything's around you and it's become a norm. The guy's drinking now.
Yes.
So funny, like, and you just accept that and then it becomes a norm for you. So I feel, I want to word this properly. How can I word this properly now? I'm going to let you talk quickly, then I'll come back to this. I'm going to let you go quickly.
So what I wanted to say is you told me that you backslided once.
Yeah.
Now, as young as I am, I also backslided. And now you can think I'm coming from another religion, and I had this fire when I got in the Christian religion. And I was just like, no, we mustn't sin, we mustn't sin. But then I'm like, people who are born Christians are sinning, and I'm like, God, what is happening now? So it is okay. I mean, I'm still a kid, I'm young. I'm looking up to the pastor or the people who is in church older than me. And then my mommy used to say, but you mustn't look on other people, but it's tough when you don't have someone who holds your hand.
Exactly.
And
Someone
lead
to
you like,
relate with.
yes. And what I did was just like, okay, so I can sin and then God will forgive me and I just go on. And then that fire that was in me, it just
Died out.
it just wasn't there.
Yeah.
And I started drinking with my friends, smoking. I just enjoyed life because I'm young. I'm feeling now like this is what I need to do.
Yeah.
But what young people don't realize of today is when you do that, you're just losing yourself.
Yeah.
And you don't think of what it can mean to you in 10 years, 20 years time where you're going to be.
It sets you back.
It sets you back.
Sets you back.
And I just thought, I can't give up a lifetime built up just for one moment of pleasure. It's not going to work because my friends want me to entertain them. But if I tell them, come to me, come with me to church Sunday. Nah, I can't, I'm busy. But when you tell me, come drink with me, and then you expect me to just... So that's why I always say choose your friends, right family, anyone in your life. It needs to be the right people in your life.
Yeah. And with what you said, with seeing the grown-ups down there, that's also a thing where it's very hard to... We as young people, né, it's not that it's like monkey see, monkey do.
Yes.
But for instance, if you see an adult and you see them doing good in life, né? For instance, now, man, maybe in a car or a suit, you'll be like, I want to do what he's doing. He's on the right path, so I'm going to follow his path. So if you see your people in your church, for instance, now, like the old adults or whoever, I don't know how to classify it now, and you just in church, boom, they're outside with an enki. And you just like,
exactly.
Weren't you just in church? So is this cool? Or like, is it just because... And then you hear, nee, ek al vir 40 jaar, ek kan nie opbou nie. Die Here sal my vergewe. Then you just like, oh, okay, so that's just an example now. Or yeah, you hear this anti-swing, how loud out, and church was just there. So I feel, I'm not coming against our parents. It's for all of us. We really need to remember what we stand in for our faith.
Yes.
And set an example for others. I mean, we, now as the 21st century, will set the example for the next generations to come. And respectfully, our parents have set the example for us and still are. So it's not that I'm saying anything, but let's just try and remember that us as young people, we do look up to you as our parents, as our teachers, headmasters, bosses, managers, whoever the hierarchy is, we look up to you. So that's just how it is, respectfully. If you see, monkey
You
do.
do.
Is there any last thing you want to say, Shakira? Maybe for the viewers, a word of encouragement or any last thing you'd like to say?
I would just like to encourage our young people to have faith in God. I know it's not easy. I can relate because I'm young. It is really not easy to just stay rooted in God, and focus on the goal. And even if there is no one holding your hand, leading you, just stand firm in God. Because if you have Him, you have everything.
Yes.
So,
Is there any verse you'd like to read for us, maybe?
so Luke 6 talks about, so God makes this parable that the one who builds his house on the rock, when the storm comes, he will not be washed away. But the one who builds his house on the sand will be washed away when the storm comes. So that scripture relates with what this topic is about today, being rooted. Don't build your life or your spiritual life on worldly things or worldly pleasures.
Yes.
Just focus on God. And if you build your life on Him, in Him, and with Him, you can do anything.
Yes, as beautifully said. Shakira, I must thank you very much for being here. It felt like time just
Yes.
went past. I know the future where we can get together again, where we can just have another lovely chat. I would enjoy it. I know the viewers as well. Maybe we can go deeper in the testimony, however you feel as well. 21st Century Youth, I hope you enjoyed these 2 episodes. It was nice talking with Shakira. It was a good time here. A fellow All Black supporter. I'm not alone out here. I've been alone since the World Cup. No, I've seen no All Black supporters out here. But thank you so much. Till the next time that we see each other. It's festive buiten. I'm playing. But yes, enjoy yourself. See you next week, 21st Century Youth. Thank you.